Knoxville 2023 housing market prediction. So this is just my opinion based off the research that I have done. I'm going to save you the time and go ahead and tell you my main points up front. If you want to see more detail and why I believe these, then you can keep watching. Overall, first off, I think the housing prices in Knoxville will continue to go up, and by the end of 2023, they will have gone up in price 5% or more. I think rent prices will continue to go up. I do see a continued influx of inbound moves to our state, meaning that our state and our city will continue to grow. I think there will be more inventory on the market than we have seen recently, but that is still going to bring us into a more normal market instead of a crazy one. I think that'll be a great opportunity for buyers, and still possibly one of the best opportunities to buy a house, because prices, in my opinion, are going to continue to go up. Interest rates could continue to go up. And if you're thinking about buying, I think now is still going to be the cheapest time, because I think it's just going to get more and more expensive. Definitely Knoxville, where real estate is local. Knoxville's hot. It's a place people want to be. I think now is the time. I think mortgage rates will continue to climb. Well, we know they're going to continue to climb, at least in the short term, as the Fed has made that clear that they will. They are intent on raising rates throughout 2023. Where it ends, that we don't know. Some predictions say that it'll go up to at least 7.5% by the end of 2023. Some say that it'll settle closer to 5.5%. I don't know for sure, but I do know in the short term they will continue to raise rates. Now, I would continue to push you guys, whether you're thinking about buying or selling, that here in Knoxville, and again, real estate is local, and we are talking about Knoxville, now is as good of a time as any. I don't see any imminent crashes. I don't see any reason that home prices are just going to suddenly drop. I see quite the opposite, that home prices are going to continue to rise and mortgage rates are going to continue to rise. So if you're buying, now is your best opportunity to get the cheapest payment that you can. And if you're selling, there's still enough demand that while your home won't sell in 24 hours, that you can get your home sold for a reasonable price and buy, upgrade, do what you need to do, again, for a reasonable price before things continue to get more expensive. Overall, the housing market in Knoxville looks to be strong, and according to the National Association of Realtors, it is going to be a top 10 city to watch heading into 2023. The economy is expected to continue growing, and there's a healthy balance of supply and demand in the area. This should result in a stable housing market with modest price increase. And when we're talking about the economy, again, there is an intent by the Fed to create more unemployment, to slow down the economy, so that we can fight inflation. Knoxville is expected to continue to grow in those areas and actually increase in those areas. So that's just a sign of what's to come, and why, again, I think housing prices will continue to rise in the area. There are a few key things I'm looking at when I make these predictions. The first one is housing affordability. Most people that live in Knoxville or are thinking about moving to Knoxville, the South in general, really, come because of the affordability, because of the lower cost of living. That's well known. When we look at housing specifically, the national median home price was at $384,900 as of October of this year. In Knox County, currently we're sitting at $333,000. So that's a vast difference from the national median. And if you are moving here from out of state, you're definitely going to get more bang for your buck. And those people that are living here currently, who have always been here, right, we are a great deal under the national average, which is going to just give more buying opportunity for the residents here, and that housing here is still affordable even though prices are going up. I think that's going to continue to add to prices going up. Renters, we have more renters who can afford the median priced home in our area. With Knoxville's rental occupancy rate around 98.6%, this puts us at number 7 among the top 150 U.S. metros in rental occupancy rate. So again, this just means out of all the rentals, we almost have 100% occupancy rate, and then we look at those renters, what percentage of them can afford to buy a home versus renting. There's an estimate of 24.1% of renters in Knoxville who can afford to buy the typical home in our area with a 7% mortgage rate. Meaning with almost 100% occupancy rate, 1 in 4 of those renters have the ability to buy and will continue to keep pressure on the housing inventory. So again, we have a large amount of renters, and 1/4 of them can afford to buy the median home price here in Knoxville. So while inventory is increasing, while the market is slowing down, we're going to have this steady supply of buyers in our area that are not only already here when we're talking about renters, but also those that are coming inbound from other states. It's just going to be a steady supply of buyers who are keeping inventory low-ish and continuing to put offers which will drive up home prices. Another key factor to look at when we are trying to figure out what's going to happen in 2023 is employment, right? So Knoxville is expected to have a stronger job growth than the national level. And that's important because we are in a recession. We are trying to fight inflation, or the Fed is, and one way they're doing that by increasing rates is also increasing unemployment. Well, Knoxville is expected to have job growth by at least 4.5% in our area, with major employers such as UT, TVA, Y12 National Security Complex, Oak Ridge, Pilot Flying J, and many more. With companies such as Amazon continuing to build warehouses here and driving other larger companies to come in the area, it's just going to fuel, again, those people moving here for jobs, the people that are already here having stable income, possibly increasing income, while the national level is mostly expected to decrease in employment and increase in unemployment. Knoxville is expected to grow in employment, which is going to be strong for our local economy, which is just going to add more fuel to the fire of the housing market, in which people can afford to buy homes. Those would be my main 3 factors that I'm looking at when I'm predicting what's going to happen in 2023. The biggest thing to think about when you're seeing all this news in real estate is local. What is happening in California, what is happening in New York is not what is happening in Knoxville, Tennessee. Real estate is local, and you have to look at the local economy and what's happening there. In Knoxville, there is expected job growth. There is an expectation that we will continue to receive inbound moves, that people will continue to flock to the South in general, and this is just going to fuel the fire. Even though there will be a slowdown, it's going to fuel the fire. I think that slowdown will be a great buying opportunity, especially if you're trying to get into a first-time home, because things are just going to keep getting more expensive. And then you see news such as large corporations and investment firms buying up neighborhoods or building neighborhoods that are rent-only. Yes, rent-only neighborhoods. That's what's coming. People are buying up homes. People with lots and lots and lots of money are buying up homes, and they're going to be rent-only, and it's going to hurt the average American. So I think now is as good of a time as any to get into a home, to get into home ownership, at least here in Knoxville. As always, do your own research. If you disagree with me, that's okay, but at least let me know why you disagree with me. Comment down below, and if you have any questions for me, I'd love to answer them. I'd love to help. So if there's anything I can do for you, Clark Smith, Honeycomb Realty.